U.S. President Barack Obama is speaking Tuesday in Dallas, Texas, at an interfaith memorial service for 5 police officers killed last week in a sniper attack. It will be the 11th time during his presidency that he has addressed the community following a mass shooting. White House spokesman Josh Earnest says the president will try to reach out not just to those in Dallas who are grieving, but the entire nation.
The president recognizes that it's not just people in Dallas who are grieving, but people all across the country who are concerned about the violence that so many Americans have witnessed in the last week or so. And the truth is, this is violence that we've been witnessing not just in the last week, but far too often over the last several years.
More than 1,000 people attended a candlelight vigil Monday in Dallas, where Police Chief David Brown compared officers to superheroes. Brown says the Dallas Police Department always focuses on accomplishing the mission, and their mission now is helping the families understand how to conquer this tragedy. President Obama is to meet Wednesday at the White House with law enforcement officials, activists, academics, and civil rights leaders to try to push forward dialogue on finding solutions to the disconnect between police and people in many communities. Now, sparked by recent deaths of 2 African-American men by law enforcement officers and the killing of 5 Dallas police officers by an African-American man, demonstrations in major American cities reflect the outrage of the citizens. But while some target racial discrimination, others demand police reform, and still others blame violence on weak gun laws and social inequalities. VOA's Zlatica Hoke has more.
In the past few days, Americans of every race have taken to the streets protesting racism. This protester in Chicago expressed what many African Americans feel.
Black people don't get fair treatment. We used to be former slaves. We were segregated less than 50 years ago. We just got the right to vote. We got a black president, but that's not enough. We need a lot more change.
Some Americans say law enforcement policies have become too oppressive for all.
This is a system that only meets the interests of the ruling forces who rule over this system. It does not have the interest of humanity at heart. Now is the time for people to be in the streets, protesting these outrageous murders that go on, month in, month out, year in, year out. And people are tired of it. People are outraged. They want justice.
But law enforcement jobs are more dangerous than ever, and officers are under too much pressure, says Dallas Police Chief David Brown.
We're asking cops to do too much in this country. We are. We're just asking us to do too much. Every societal failure, we put it off on the cops to solve. Not enough mental health funding. Let the cop handle it. Not enough drug addiction funding. Let's give it to the cops. Here in Dallas, we got a loose dog problem. Let's have the cops chase loose dogs. Schools fail. Give it to the cops.
There also is rising frustration with the power of the gun industry to block any law that could curtail lucrative weapons sales. Gun lobbyists argue that armed civilians could help stop active shooters before the police arrive.
They always say, we're there to stop the next mass shooting, but they hear the gunfire and run away, so, where's that reaction that they're supposed to have?
Massive protests are a sign of widespread discontent, but also societal divisions in the country.
If this country doesn't get united, we're going to fall apart.
And given recent events, that is a big challenge that lies ahead. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.